Welcome to my Haro link building guide, where I'm going to teach you exactly how to get high authority backlinks using the Haro, aka Help a Reporter Out service. So Haro, if you're not familiar with it, is available at helpareporter.com. It stands for Help a Reporter or Help a Reporter Out, and it's arguably one of the best and easiest ways to get high authority backlinks in a lot of niches, from websites that have a ton of domain authority and also that get a ton of traffic. Now, I believe the reason that it's called Help a Reporter is because originally this was primarily a service for reporters to find sources. So if they were writing an article about something and they needed an expert opinion, they would use Haro in order to reach out to experts in that niche and get really great quotes from them and then link back to their websites. And that is still technically what it's for, but it's no longer really just reporters that use it to find sources. It's also a lot of major publishers. So examples of backlinks that I've gotten from Haro include Shopify, which is, if you're not familiar with it, probably the biggest e-commerce platform in the world. And not only do they have very high domain authority, but they also have a number of regional versions of their website. So they have Shopify.com, Shopify.ca, Shopify.co.uk probably, and a bunch of others. And the article that I got a backlink in was syndicated to all of their regional blogs. So it actually ended up being many backlinks, all from very high authority, well-respected, high-traffic blogs. And so this is the main benefit of using Haro as a source or as an expert, because when you sign up for Haro as a source, you'll be emailed 3 times a day on business days with a whole bunch of queries or questions from publishers and journalists who need expert opinions on things. And they will typically cite you as a source and link back to your website. Now, the backlink is not a guarantee. There's no rule that says they have to link to you, but they will cite you as a source. And in most cases, they'll also link back to your website and or your social media account, which is why it's a great way to build your authority and get backlinks to your website. So right now I'm looking at the blog version of this tutorial on my blog. I'll put the link to that in the description just in case you want to read it and go through the steps this way. And the first step is to go to helpareporter.com and fill out the Haro signup form. So you go to helpareporter.com, it looks like this. And if you have like a big high traffic blog, you might be able to sign up as a quote unquote journalist. What that actually means is publisher, which just means that you're someone who wants to use the service to reach out to sources. So if you have like a very big high traffic blog, I'm not sure what the actual requirements are, but you could sign up for that. But if you're just looking to be a source and increase your authority and get backlinks, then you'll click on I'm a source. And there's a short form you have to fill out. It's basically just your contact information. I think you do have to put a phone number in and like say what country you're from and your name and email address. But other than that, it's not very invasive. And then you'll just get a confirmation email. You have to activate your account. And then, like I mentioned earlier, once you've done that, you will start receiving emails 3 times a day on business days. And you can sign up for the different industries that you want to be a source in, or you can just sign up for the general email that goes out to everyone. Personally, I'm signed up for the general one, which has all of the queries in it. And I'm also signed up for the business and finance one, which is related to my marketing business. And I'm signed up for the health and wellness one, which is for some other websites that I work on. So I actually get 3 emails 3 times a day on business days from Haro. And I don't always have time to like go through them very carefully. But generally what I do is I just open up the email if I have time, and I do a few quick keyword searches, or if the list of queries isn't very long, I'll just skim through them, see if there's anything that seems like a great opportunity. And if there is, and the deadline isn't too soon and I have time to write a response, then I'll do that. And today I'm going to show you my exact process for doing that. And I'm also going to show exactly how I use Phrase.io, which is one of my favorite AI writing softwares. And I built a specific template in that makes it really easy to write a good answer to a Haro question that contains your unique perspective, but also that you don't have to type out completely. Because one of the drawbacks and one of the main criticisms of AI writing is that it tends to be fairly generic. So like if you write a blog post, for example, using purely AI, then it probably won't have all of your unique knowledge and experience in it. But the way that I built this template and phrase, you provide the question and you provide kind of like a short form or bullet form answer that contains your unique perspective and knowledge and experience. And then the AI writes an answer to the question in long form using the information that you provided. So it really comes across as something that you wrote. And so here's an example of an email that Haro sent me, I think today. And so all that I did is I opened this email and it was just a short list of questions. So I just skimmed through them. And I saw this one, which is marketers and entrepreneurs, what AI prompt or series of prompts has been most helpful to you? So I am both a marketer and an entrepreneur, and I use AI writing software a lot. So this is a very ideal one for me to answer. You can see the name of the contact here and who they work for. It's Marketing Sherpa, and Marketing Sherpa is a pretty big website, and they put out a ton of Haro queries all the time. It seems like they have one almost every day. And so this is the outreach email that I need to send my outreach to. And here's the deadline, July 25th, which is 4 days from now, so I've got plenty of time. And then here is the specific question. If you work in marketing or are an entrepreneur, we wanted to know what AI prompt or series of prompts has been most helpful to you, and what AI tools do you use? And then you can see here it says include your full name, title, company, and homepage URL. So the fact that they're asking for my homepage URL means that they're almost certainly going to give me a backlink if they choose to publish my answer on this article. So my goal is to give them a really well-written answer that provides a fairly unique perspective, because if they get a ton of emails that all have the same answer, then they're probably, or very similar answers, they're probably going to choose like one of those that is nicely written, or the person who has like the most authority, the person who has the biggest social media following, they'll choose that person. But if I send an answer that is really unique and very helpful and a little bit different from all the other answers that they get, then they're much more likely to choose mine. And that's how I've been able to get really good backlinks from Haro in the past, because I have about 5 years of experience in marketing at this point, which is certainly not nothing, but it's also not nearly as much as like 10 years or 15 years or 20 years that a lot of people have. So I really need to leverage my writing ability and my ability to provide uniquely valuable answers in order to get selected. And you can see here they've got kind of like a sample of, if you want to see how they're going to feature you, you can look at that. And the requirements are that they need to verify your identity. So if your LinkedIn is hard to find, please include a link to it. My LinkedIn, I think, is pretty easy to find, but I might link to that anyways. We'll see. And so there's actually 2 ways to respond to the query. You can either email this email address, so you can see that it provides the email that I need to use to outreach this person. So I can just right click on that and say copy email address, and then I hit compose over here and it pops up this new message. And I can copy and paste this into the recipient box there. It's just warning me that this is not someone inside my organization, which of course I know. And then the subject line that I usually use is something like this, Haro query, so that they immediately know why I'm contacting them and the fact that they do want to open my message. And then I include their question or some shortened version of it. So for this, I'll probably just say most helpful AI prompt series. All right, so now that I've got that, then I just need to write a really good answer for their question. And I also usually include a little intro. And of course, I'm going to include the information that they asked for, which is my full name, title, company, and homepage URL. So in this case, I'll say something like, hi, Daniel, I'm a digital marketer and copywriting specialist, and I've been using AI tools since they became commercially available. Here's my answer to your query. And then after that, I'll include the answer. And then after that, I'll include the information that they require. So I'm just going to show you how I would write the answer. And then I'll do the other part afterwards, because you don't really need to see that. But I think I mentioned already, there are 2 ways that you can do the outreach. So you can do it by email like this, or you can log into your Helper Reporter dashboard, and you can go to pitches, and then I would put the reporter's email in here instead of in an email that I send myself. And then the subject line would be the same, And just copy and paste this over here. And then I would also put the full message in there. So I could start with my little intro, and then I would include the answer, and I would include the information that they're asking for. So now we're going to go over to Phrase, and I'll include an affiliate link for Phrase in the description of this video. If you don't have an account yet, then you can sign up for I think it's like a 14-day $1 trial or something like that. Don't quote me on that. I might be wrong about their current promotion, but basically you can get a very inexpensive trial for Phrase, and it gives you access to their SEO tools as well as their AI writing tools. So this is one of the AI writing tools. You just click on AI tools, and then you come to community, and this is me, Alex Tucker, right here. And then these are all the templates that I've shared with the Phrase community. And this one is called Haro plus Quora Slayer question to answer. We're just going to go into that. And then I'll come back to the email and I'll copy the full query. So a lot of the time, the query that they provide up here won't be the actual question or the full question. Sometimes that'll just be a topic, or in this case, it's kind of like the first part of the question, but the full question is a two-parter. So you always want to come to where they actually list the query here. And you can see that there's kind of two questions here. The first part of the question is, what is the most helpful prompt or series of prompts? And the second question is, what AI tools do you use? So I'm going to copy that full question and come to Phrase. And in my template, I put that in the question area. And then in the answer area, I just need to type an answer. Now, this is going to be a bit more of an involved answer. Normally, you can do this in like just a sentence or two, or with like a sentence and then a bullet form list. So you can write something out, or you can just put the information. But the important thing is that the answer contains your unique knowledge, your unique perspective, your unique experience, and anything specific that you want the AI to include when it's writing the answer. So I already kind of wrote this out here, so I'm just going to grab it and copy and paste it in there. Again, this one is like much longer than what I would usually write for this template, but that's just because it's such a specific question that I really needed to give it the data that it would need. And so then I can select the creativity. I usually use creativity on 2 or 3, but you can experiment with that if you want, and then click generate. And so Phrase is going to write me a nice answer for this. And so we've got the most helpful prompt series for me as a marketer and copywriter focuses on exploring and understanding motivation within a target audience. Here's an example of how I might use it to understand and reach my ideal clients. So first prompt is, write a list of 5 specific types of local or online businesses that can afford and benefit from SEO services. Then the next one is, write a list of 5 reasons why a dental clinic owner knows they need SEO services. Then the next one is, write a list of 3 emotional motivations and 3 logical motivations for a dental clinic owner to want better online visibility. And then the last one is, write 6 short social media posts, maximum 100 words each, one targeting each of the above motivations and promoting Lover Fighter Writers' SEO services to dental clinic owners. I can use the same prompt series and the same data from the first 3 prompts to write emails, ads, sales copy, and anything else to hyper-focus on specific customer segments with each piece of writing. The primary tools I use are Phrase, ChatGPT, and Jasper, all of which allow you to use prompts as direct instructions. So that's actually excellent. I have no problem with that. It's quite similar to what I input, but that's because I basically wrote the full answer. But again, you can be very short with it. You can just like use a sentence or a couple sentences or a sentence and a list. But I'm just going to copy this for now. I might update it a little bit before I actually send it, but it's good enough for now. And so again, the important thing is that this really displays my unique knowledge and my unique approach, because this is a very flexible prompt flow, and it's something that I use a lot when I'm coming up with ideas for marketing campaigns, whether it's social media or email or whatever else. And it's just a very easy way to start with your customer's actual motivation and then move that to specific ways of targeting that motivation with different types of content that target different logical or emotional reasonings. Because you may have heard things like the average person needs to see a brand advertised 7 times before they become a customer. I don't know if that's exactly true or if I even got that quote right, but the idea is that in most cases, you don't buy something the first time that you learn it exists. You might learn of its existence, and then you hear about it in different places in different ways, and then eventually you decide to purchase it. And so this kind of takes that one step further, and instead of just sticking a random ad in someone's face every so often, you are communicating different ideas and different reasons that someone should want to buy your product or service in a variety of different ways that are going to appeal to people in different ways depending on what their emotional and or logical motivations for buying your product or service may be. So again, I just need to click copy to copy all that, and then I can come back to my email, and here's my answer to the query. I can paste this in here. Pastes in nicely, and so we've got my answer, and then I would just down here put my information. So I'm just going to copy that in so I remember to place it, and then I will copy all of this, just move it over here to show you again. Again, this isn't a very nice interface, but you can just answer queries in your dashboard here if you want. And that is how you pitch a response to a Haro query. Again, this is one of my favorite ways of building links because it's one of the easiest, it's one of the most efficient, it's completely white hat, and it can lead to a lot of really good links, authority, and opportunities. And basically the two secrets, I would say, to getting good backlinks from Haro are that you need to provide really useful, unique answers to the questions, and you need to put out a decent amount of volume. Because the truth is, even if you give amazing answers to every single question, you're not going to get every single pitch you send. You're probably not even going to get 1 in 5. If you get 1 in 10, I would consider that probably pretty good. And so if you are a SEO service provider or a writer who writes, blog content or anything like this, this can be a really good value add for your clients or a really good additional service to sell to your clients. Because really the biggest part of Haro link building, unlike some other types of link building, the biggest part of this is writing. It's basically just signing up for the email list, reading the emails every day, and then writing really good answers to any questions that fall within your wheelhouse. And so if you can do that consistently, then you will get some good backlinks from Haro, and that can be really valuable for you if you have your own website, or it can be really valuable for the clients that you do it for. And again, it's mostly a writing-based skill, and it's not a complex thing to do. I wouldn't say that it's easy. It certainly requires a high level of skill and experience to do it effectively. However, it is not like a super complex or technical thing that's hard to execute. It's just hard to succeed at. So that is my Haro link building tutorial. Again, check out Phrase via my affiliate link if you want to be able to use this template that I showed you, as well as all of their great SEO and AI writing tools. And go to helpareporter.com if you want to sign up for this as a source and start building your authority via backlinks.